Imagine this. You walk into a meeting already knowing how it will end. People will talk in circles, documents will flash on the screen, everyone will nod, and then the real decision will get pushed back to next week. You leave with action items that don't actually move anything, and somewhere in your chest you feel that familiar drag, the sense that you're working hard, but the needle isn't moving. That feeling is not just about bad meetings, it's about something deeper, it's about agency. Agency is that invisible but very real ability to act with intention, to influence outcomes, and to take responsibility for the things that matter. It's what turns energy into motion, potential into progress. And once you start to see agency clearly, you realize it's the difference between teams that hum with momentum and those that slowly burn out, between leaders who adapt under pressure and those who freeze, between a career that compounds into trust and influence and a career that goes in circles. The good news is this: agency is not just luck. It's not a personality trait you either have or don't have. It's a craft, something you can name, strengthen, protect, and practice, and that's what we're here to explore. Over the next while, I'll guide you through the foundations of agency, the traps that quietly destroy it, the tools that help you protect it, and the daily moves that build it like a muscle. Along the way, you'll hear stories, because concepts stick best when you can see them in motion, and at the end, you'll have practical ways to carry this into your very next meeting, conversation, or decision. So let's start with what agency really means. The word gets thrown around constantly. We hear it in management books, in coaching sessions, in conversations about technology and ethics. But agency is not just freedom, it's not just power, and it's not just confidence. At its core, agency lives at the intersection of three things: choice, capability, and context. Picture them as the three corners of a triangle. Choice is about whether you actually have options. Capability is about whether you have the skills, resources, and readiness to act. Context is about whether the environment will support, or at least tolerate, the action you want to take. If one corner is weak, the whole triangle collapses. Take a simple example. Imagine a marketing lead is told, "You can redesign the campaign however you like." On paper, that's choice. She also has the skills, she knows her craft. She's creative, she's confident. But here's the catch: the company culture punishes deviations from the template that's always been used. The moment she tries something bold, she'll be shut down. So the context is broken. And because one corner of the triangle is missing, her supposed freedom is hollow. This is why the triangle matters. It gives you a way to diagnose the real problem. Is it that you lack options? That you lack skills or resources? Or that the environment won't back you up? Once you know which corner is thin, you can focus your effort there. Agency isn't about pretending you can control everything. It's about understanding the shape of your space to move, and then acting intentionally within it. But agency never exists in a vacuum. It's always nested inside systems of power, resources, and culture. Maybe you've been in a situation where your boss says, "You own this project." But then every small decision still needs approval. That's the illusion of agency responsibility without real authority. Or maybe you've watched as resources, time, money, information get hoarded by a few gatekeepers. You can't act, not because you don't want to, but because the system doesn't give you room. This is where another tool becomes useful: the sphere of influence map. It's a simple way to sort the world into three circles. The inner circle is what you can act on directly, today. The middle circle is what you can't control, but you can influence through framing, relationships, or example. The outer circle is what's outside your reach for now. The trap is spending all your energy in the outer circle, getting frustrated about what you can't change, while ignoring the middle ring where your future influence is actually built. I once worked with a manager who was stuck in this trap. She wanted to change her entire organization's culture, which sat firmly in the outer circle. But once she shifted her focus to the middle, building a coalition of peers, shaping one team's norms, using prototypes to demonstrate what could work, her influence grew. Within a year, what once felt untouchable started to move. Agency expands not by banging your head against what's impossible, but by investing energy where it can ripple outward. And here's another metaphor to keep in mind. Agency is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it atrophies. If you overload it without rest, it burns out. But if you exercise it with deliberate, repeated reps, it grows stronger and more resilient. And just like in the gym, it's the small, consistent moves that matter most. One person I know built agency simply by asking one clarifying question in every meeting. At first it was scary. What if people thought she was slowing things down? But over time, that single move became her reputation. The one who brought clarity, the one who cut through fog. And because people began to rely on her questions, her influence grew. That's agency compounding through micro-reps. You don't need grand gestures. You need repeatable moves that strengthen your ability to act wisely under pressure. Now let's zoom out again. Agency isn't a solo sport. You're not sailing alone on a calm sea. You're steering in shared waters currents, weather, other boats all around you. There are competitors, partners, regulators, clients, and colleagues. Your choices bump up against theirs. This is where agency becomes negotiation in motion. It's less about my freedom, and more about our coordination. Think about a humanitarian logistics team in crisis. One day, their main supply corridor closed overnight. The entire plan became obsolete. If they had waited for central approvals, people would have gone without food and medicine. Instead, they pivoted quickly, negotiating smaller routes through local contacts, leaning on weak ties, making fast decentralized calls. Their agency wasn't about control, it was about adaptive interdependence. When you're in shared waters, your job isn't just to row harder. It's to design the relationships, the trust, and the protocols that let everyone steer together when the weather shifts. Of course, if agency is so valuable, why do so many workplaces kill it? Because there are traps. 9 of them, to be exact. The first is the illusion of agency. You own this, just run every decision by me. That's not ownership, that's frustration. The fix is to create micro-charters that spell out which decisions are truly local, which need escalation, and which are pre-approved. The second is agency overload. When everything is a decision, nothing gets done. The fix is to set guardrails, defaults, and time boxes. The third is alignment as obedience. People nod in meetings, but stall in private because dissent is punished. The fix is to build in red team minute structured critique, and to reward the concerns that sharpen the plan. The fourth is fear culture. If one small misstep follows you forever, people stop taking initiative. The fix is to use pre-mortems and learning grade metrics. The fifth is automation bias. The algorithm said it, so it must be true. The fix is to pair machine output with human rationale, and track when you override the model. And so the list continues. Metric myopia, busyness as progress, solo heroics. Each trap has a counter move, and the moment you can name the trap, you can start dismantling it. Now let's pause and go deeper. Because agency isn't just a toolkit, it's also a stance toward life. Aristotle talked about practical wisdom, the ability to choose well in the face of complexity. Sartre reminded us that even when circumstances are constrained, we are still responsible for our choices. Hannah Arendt argued that action is always public and relational. It reveals who we are among others. So when you practice agency at work, you're not just getting things done, you're shaping who you are and how others know you. Agency is both pragmatic and ethical. It's about results, but also about the integrity and courage of your choices. And that brings us to daily practice. Here are 5 simple, repeatable moves you can start today. First, the daily triangle. Before a meeting, ask yourself, where is choice thin? Where is capability thin? Where is context thin? Shore up one corner. Second, the 2-ring focus. Each morning, pick one action in your inner circle and one influence move in your middle circle. Do both before lunch. Third, muscle reps. Pick a micro action like asking one higher clarity question and repeat it daily for 10 days. Fourth, the shared waters scan. Before collaborating, ask, who holds veto? What data will we share? What's our reversal plan if conditions change? And fifth, speak agency out loud. Try phrases like, if I can decide on this directly, we can achieve that faster. Over time, these normalize agency as a shared practice. These are not extra chores, they're leverage, small moves that, repeated, reshape your environment. So let's circle back to where we began, the meeting where nothing moved. Now imagine walking into that same meeting with sharper eyes. You see which corner of the triangle is thin. You know which ring of influence to work in. You've got one sentence ready to speak agency into the room. You're not pushing harder, you're steering smarter. That's the shift this practice brings. And here's a simple end-of-day reflection to make it stick. 2 questions. What changed in the world because of our choices today? And what did I learn about how we decide here? The first keeps you honest about outcomes. The second keeps you growing in the craft. Because agency isn't a trait you're born with, it's a practice you strengthen, day by day, decision by decision, word by word. When you practice it, you stop waiting for permission. You stop mistaking busyness for progress. You stop shrinking from responsibility. You become the person who steadies the room, the person others trust to make the call. That's the power of agency. And if you'd like to go deeper with more stories, tools, and exercises you can use right away, you'll find them in the full book, Agency Unleashed: Talking Power, Choice, and Responsibility at Work. It's available now on Amazon.
Thank you for watching and for joining me on this journey in mastering professional conversation. I'll be making more videos that connect with upcoming books in the series, while also drawing on my published textbook on supply chain management and logistics. This whole project builds on the foundation of Discover creating value through networking, and I look forward to sharing more insights with you soon.